Hi, Chris here from CYB Environmental, Japanese knotweed removal. We are down in Surrey today having a look at a riverbank that has Japanese knotweed on it. We're going to discuss what you should be looking for during the winter period. It looks completely different in the winter, which is why it can be missed. Today we're going to look at what you should be looking for when you're potentially purchasing a house or purchasing a piece of land. What we're looking at here is a large riverbank down in Surrey. We have a very large, mature growth of Japanese knotweed. It spreads all the way along and all the way around the right-hand side there. Very mature, it's been here for a very long time. You can see that it's got quite a golden colour at the moment. What you can see is the cane of the Japanese knotweed is golden and brown, and it has lost all its leaves. Now, after the first frost of late autumn, early winter, Japanese knotweed does lose all its leaves and stops photosynthesizing and goes into dormancy for winter because it's too cold for it to grow. And what we're left with are these clusters of the old flowers. We are looking for a zigzag pattern on the stem, grows left and right, and as it kinks left and right, it then puts up a new shoot in that direction. What that means is when the plant leans over, when it's photosynthesizing in the summer, it gets a really full leaf coverage for photosynthesizing and it gets as much sunlight as possible. In doing that, it does block out a lot of sunlight to the ground, which is why sometimes we go to locations where there's a lot of knotweed and there is nothing growing at ground level. It's non-native, highly invasive, and there isn't really anything else in the UK that it can link off as a growing partner. I just want to show you this part as well. So we have a large area here of quite dense crowns of Japanese knotweed, and we've got quite a few that have fallen over, and I just wanted to show you the makeup of the plant. Now this is the cane. It's very, very light, and as you can see, it's completely hollow. You can see there's lines that run south to north up the body of the cane, and you can see there's a couple of nodes on here as well, and that is where the left and right zigzag come out. So we've got a cane that would have come out there, and then the next node, an extra growth would have come out there as well. Okay, what we're looking at next is a crown of Japanese knotweed. The crown is where the underground root structure actually hits the surface and actually crowns, and that is where the main canes come from. And what happens is the crown gets larger and larger every season as more and more years of growth are attributed to it. What we have here is around 5 or 6 quite thick canes, and as you can see, they are really quite attached into this root structure. The whole ground is moving around it. That rhizome is very, very strong. You cannot break it once you dig it out of the ground. It is bright orange in colour, which we will show you on one of our other videos when we come to do an excavation. And it looks a little bit like a sweet potato. Now, there are a couple of other plants that are a little bit similar, like wood dock, but knotweed rhizome, it snaps like a carrot, and it is very, very strong. What we have here is an area that it is free to grow. And what you normally find is around half a metre away from this plant, you will start to have a new growth, which is what we've got all around us here, around half a metre away. So we often get asked when we're likely to see the new growths of Japanese knotweed come through, and we have seen some new growths come through on the bank. So here we have some new growths of Japanese knotweed coming through. As you can see, it tries to gain height before it puts any leaves out. You can see there's a little cluster of triangular leaves over here. Now these leaves will lose some of these red shoots. You can see that when Japanese knotweed comes out, it looks a little bit like asparagus. So you've got the long stem, but then and this little head at the top. Obviously, as the plant grows, we get the leaves open up. These little triangular leaves, they open up, and it loses it's going to lose this redness. Now this growth is going to continue to grow upwards before it puts its full leaf coverage out, and that is to get away from everything on the floor.